I've watched tons and tons of podcasts on sales on YouTube and other places. And one of those podcasts stood out by a very well known podcaster. I'm not going to mention the name, very successful individual. I'm sure they've helped lots of salespeople. I'm not being critical. But one of the number one things that this individual said is that 90% of all salespeople fail in their first year of being in a sales business. 90%. That's not much hope for people who want to become self employed. It's not much help for someone who wants to become a direct seller. It's not much hope for someone who's made the decision to become self-employed and suddenly find themselves struggling and not able to find a way forward. So I've started this podcast, and this is the very first episode. In fact, you might actually be the very first viewer. So if you do like this, at the end, you know the drill. Tap subscribe, hit the bell so that you can get the next episode. But the whole purpose, the whole reason I'm doing this is to focus on making every person who goes into direct selling or becoming self-employed is in that top 10% of successful people. My name is Ken Holden. I've been in direct selling now for almost 24 years. In my first year, I was one of the top performers in the entire country. In the following 3 or 4 or 5 years, I built a team. And in my 7th year, I purchased an entire distribution channel. And for 17 years, we've been hiring and recruiting and hiring full-time, independent, self-employed, direct sellers to help us in our business. We've produced many top performers right across the country. We've produced many regular performers. And of course, some people didn't work out. And that's important because some of the things we've learned over the past 17 years, some unique insights that are going to help you to become very successful. It's my firm belief that every person out there has potential to be successful in sales. Now, I know you're going to say to me, I don't have a sales personality. I know I'm not meant for sales. I've heard that over and over. In fact, most of the people we've hired over 17 years had no sales background, none whatsoever, and became very successful in sales. I know many people keep telling themselves they're not good in sales, but I'm going to show you some things to help you understand just how successful in sales you can actually be. So what I want to do is I want to do every 7 days. At the moment, we're going to publish a 10 to 15 minute high impact distilled training video that's designed to help you become very successful in sales. And you're thinking to yourself, why would you do a sales podcast when there are thousands, if not maybe even tens of thousands of sales podcasts out there? And it's a very good question. I thought about it a lot myself. Number one, I'm not doing it for economics because everything I've learned for something to become economically in a podcast, audio or video, the probability is very low. I'm doing this for one reason. I love to help people. I love to influence people. I love to help people become very successful. So who is this for? Either you are indirect selling and you're looking to take your game up to another level. You are indirect selling and failing really bad and thinking of quitting and going back to get a job. Yeah, don't do that. And maybe you're thinking of becoming self-employed, but you're afraid to take that step. Maybe someone's contacted you, invited you into a business, whatever it might be, whether it be RESP sales or life insurance sales or car sales or real estate sales or even multi-level marketing, whatever it might be. And you said no because you don't think you're a good fit for that and you're nervous about taking that leap. This podcast is going to help you so much to make that decision and know how to do this with absolute confidence. Right now, as you know, since the pandemic, a lot of people were working from home. But right now, as this podcast is being produced here in October of 2023, a lot of companies are starting to take people back into the office. That's creating a bit of a problem because a lot of people don't want to go back to the office. We often see a lot of moms, for example, or dads, whatever the case might be, and they don't want to go back to work. Someone wants to stay home with the baby. They don't want to go back into the office. And it creates a real dilemma. How do I have a career? How do I generate a nice high income? How do I have flexibility in my schedule in order to become successful? These are real questions that people are asking right now. Even the gig economy is out there now. People are out getting little jobs, trying to become small time consultants. And once again, as I started, 90% of those ventures end up failing. My mission in this podcast is to help you to become extremely successful and to ensure that you are not in the 90% of people that fail, but you are in the 10% of people or the top 10% of people who succeed, and try to make that 100% of the time. In fact, I am certain, I am absolutely confident, if you are only of average ability and average skill and just have even a quiet personality, not the standard typical sales personality, if there really is such a thing. It doesn't matter. If you're of average ability and talent, if you can follow the system that I'm going to lay out for you, it will make you very, very successful. Now, we'll be talking about technique, and technique is important, but there's a few things much more important than technique that are going to make you extremely successful. We're going to lay that out for you in the first few episodes. Now, yes, technique is important. Yes, we'll be giving you point by point techniques and how to do things. But more importantly, it's about our behaviors. It's about things, how we behave, things that we do. And working from home introduces new challenges. So I'm deeply committed to helping you be in the top 10%. Now you say, where'd you get the name signature selling? It's very interesting. This is not a new thing. The podcast is new, but signature selling's been around for 20 years, just internally and private within my own business and with colleagues in similar businesses. And I've been doing training and coaching, and I've been encouraged by so many people over so many years to do this, and I keep putting it off. So I decided now was the time. I want to help you to grow your business. I want to help you become successful. I want you to be able to achieve those dreams, spend more time with your family, and achieve the goals that you are looking to do. I'll tell you where signature selling actually came from. Signature selling came from a friend of mine in Ontario, Canada, that I was working with at the time. And I began to produce all these little podcasts and training and doing different types of things. And he published it out and called it Signature Selling, the Ken Holden Signature Selling series. So I thought that really stuck with me over the years, especially the term signature selling. What is signature selling? That's what I've entitled this podcast. And it's really important to me. What is signature selling? Signature selling is something that you are willing to put your name on and be associated with and not hide from what you're doing. Let me give you an example. An artist, when they produce a beautiful work of art, they want their signature to be applied to the art. They want to be associated with their work. They're not hiding their work. They have it on display. They have it in art galleries. They want people to come and see their work because they're very happy with their work. They're excited about their work, and they want their signature on their work. And so signature selling is just like that. A signature seller is someone who sells with character. It's someone who sells in the best interest of the customer. It's someone who does such exceptional sales work that they want their signature. They want it to be a representative of who they are as individuals. This whole concept of signature selling and creating a whole generation of signature sellers is what I am after. I want to influence you to make a decision to become a signature seller. I want you to be someone you are not hiding. When people are questioning your work, it's out in the open. This is also the basis of acquiring referrals and all the things that go with high quality selling. So signature selling is a concept near and dear to my heart. It's not new. It's just being packaged and formatted and exported out here in these podcasts. And so I want to help you achieve your dream with that. I want you to become a signature seller, and I want you to have lots and lots of referrals. So every 7 days, I will be publishing a 10 to 15 minute, high quality, high impact distilled podcast. As I mentioned, the goal is to have you keep coming back week after week to give you highly nuanced insight. In fact, this is some of the driving things that makes people successful in direct selling is when they know and understand the nuance. Most people can learn, all of the stuff, the overlays, the techniques, and they can learn all of that. But a lot of people are missing the real ingredients that make you very successful in sales. And I want to help you to do that. And very often that is in the nuance. I'm not a golfer. I don't really watch golf, but I heard it said that one time that the difference between most professional golfers and Tiger Woods was 3%. Just a 3% difference. He had a 3% edge across his golf game that made him number one in the world and win all those championships that he won, all those golf tournaments. It was 3%. It wasn't like there's a 20% difference, there's a 30%. It was a 3% difference in his game that made him number one in the world. I'm ever mindful of that. It's the nuance of his game that made him better. And it's the same thing with signature selling or any kind of selling. It's not just learning all the techniques and all the stuff that everyone puts out podcasts and video training on. It isn't just about that. The real success in direct selling, other than behavior, will come in the nuance, understanding the nuance of your sales environment, understanding the nuance of selling, having that cutting edge 3% difference that's going to push you forward. I want to lay that out for you so you can take your sales career to the next level. So, this is going to be an audio podcast, a video podcast, a blog, signature selling blog that's going to go with it. So, you can listen via audio while you're driving. You can watch it on YouTube on video. We're going to be posting it up everywhere. Even the video podcast will be hosted on Apple Podcasts. So, please put this in social media. Please, if you enjoy this, if you're excited about this, if you think this could be a difference, I want you to share it out to other people. Please put it in social media. Please invite your friends, pass the link to someone. I would love for you to do that. And so I'm on a mission here to help you become a signature seller, to become the best version of yourself that you can in direct selling, and to really lift your game up to a new level.